Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I see some of you are trying to connect to audio. We're going to give it just another minute just to see if there's any slow pokes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
I don't know who me is, but that's okay.
Oh, this is Joe and Lisa from Wisconsin.
Hi, Wisconsin.
Can you hear Rosemary?
I can.
Okay, I'm from Fort Myers.
Excellent. Anyone else? Where are you guys all from? Let's share, shall we?
Trisha Grab, Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, there's Ann. Hi, Ann.
Lansing, Michigan.
Should I tell you, Lansing, that it's kind of cold over here. It got down to 65 today.
We didn't make it up to that.
I know. I love being in California for mostly that reason.
Hey, we got up to 55.
Did you? Burr.
Hey, I had the top down. It's all good.
Okay, we got a couple more people showing up.
Joanne Brown,
Oh, hi, Joanne.
Omina, Michigan.
Another Michigan. Now, I don't know if you all know how to use Zoom or not. Some people kind of had problems last time on the video. Oh, and we are recording, by the way, because some people couldn't make it tonight. Sorry to say I couldn't get that working last week, but at least we got this stuff. There's a chat button on the very bottom of your screen. If you ever need to ask a question or anything else, just feel free to ask. I'm going to say, I don't know if you all get it or not, but if you click on that little chat button on the bottom, that will show a chat box.
Right.
Whoops. Laying down on the job, Rosemary? There you go.
Let me go back. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
Good. I am going to mute everyone just because I want to get some stuff out and make sure I say everything, and then I'm going to open it up because this is going to be geared toward first-time cruisers or those who haven't been on a cruise for a very long time. I always get these type of questions asked, and I figured, it's easier, better to do it as a Zoom meeting and answer all questions so you're not freaked out, because trust me, it can get daunting getting on board a ship. So I'm going to mute you all, like I said, whoop, I just muted myself. Okay, well, this is a different screen than I had last time, so I guess I won't be muting it. So I just ask that most of you please have a little patience, write down your questions, and I will get to all of them because I want to make sure that there's no problems getting on board the ship. Okay, here we go. Everybody should have received an updated invoice. If not, I have been working diligently on trying to get that up to date, since tomorrow is final payment day for any of you who have not made a payment. If you wanted me to make a payment just on the credit card you have on file, you just got to say, please send me a little something. And that says you want me to just make the final payment on the credit card I have on file, and I'll get it taken care of for you. It's very, very important. One of the first, hi, I see somebody with Shirley. Let's see. For those of you who don't know, you need to download the Carnival app onto your phone before you get on board the ship. That's really important because that's going to be kind of a lifeline for you. That's going to tell you everything that's going on the ship. That's going to tell you where you need to be when. It's going to tell you what shows are coming up. It's going to show. It's pretty much going to be kind of like a little Bible for you. If you have a problem with that, or if you can't do that for some reason, let me know. But that is going to be something that's important to do. Is to download the Carnival app on your phones if you have it, or your pads, or whatever it is you've got. On the same note, you should have, on that invoice, you should have received, or there will be, I should say, your booking number. It's a combination of letters and numbers. 6 digits in length. You will need that because you'll need to go to carnival.com and sign in there. And there, you're going to get your boarding pass. You're going to get your luggage tags, everything you're going to need, including, pretty much everything you're going to need is there. And you do have to do it ahead of time. One of the things that some people don't know is you can, in fact, not use a credit card on board the ship. Meaning, when you get there or when you log in, you're going to have to give your credit card information. I know most people hate doing it, but it's something that you'll need to do because it'll be attached to your account. Oops. Nope. It'll be attached to your account. Everybody gets what's called a sign and sale card. I'm sorry, I know I'm jumping all over the place. I'm trying to get so many things out of my head out to you guys. So sorry if I shifted a lot. But your sign and sale card, what that is, and I mentioned this last time, that is your card to get in. That's your room key. That is your credit card on board the ship. You will not be using anything but that sign and sale card. You also need that sign and sale card to get on and off the ship because they have to prove that you belong on the ship or they won't let you get on board. So one, hold it very dear to you. Yes, if you get it lost, you can get a new one, but you really don't want to do that. And no, it doesn't have your room number on there, but you still don't want somebody to follow you back to your room and then be able to get into your room. So it's real important. That is a very important piece of stuff. And somebody's calling who? Oh, one of our sailors. Hold on. Hi, Margie. I'm on my Zoom call. Are you trying to get in? Okay. Give me a second and I will resend it to you. Okay. Bye. Hang tight 1 second, ladies and gents. Margie. There we go. Sorry about this, folks. Just another moment. I should have had this all ready to go. Okay. I'm back. Did you miss me? So anyway, so that sign and sale card is very important. Like I said, you're going to attach a credit card or a debit card to it. However, if you don't want to do that, you can use cash to be put onto your sign and sale card. All you would need to do is when you get there and you get on board the ship, you'd have to go to customer service and provide them with whatever cash. You do need to keep at least $200, at least at the beginning, to make sure that some of the basic expenses are covered, such as gratuities, especially if you haven't paid for it ahead of time. So I kind of diverted a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and go down here because I want to make sure I do catch everything that I can. COVID, again, I did mention this last time, but I do want everybody to know we still haven't heard anything if there's any changes at all that's happening. In other words, the CDC has not brought down that we have to wear masks, we have to get the shots, we have to show proof, none of that. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that it's going to get through until January. And then after that, they could do what they want. But I will notify you all, of course, as soon as I know myself what's going on. But at this point, don't stress over it. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And I will keep you all updated and notified 100%. When getting onto the ship, make sure that you put all of your essentials into a carry-on. That would be passport, it'd be any medications you might have, you know, cameras, anything that's of importance that you don't want something to happen to, put it in your carry-on. I got the question last time, which was for medication. Make sure it doesn't necessarily need to be in the exact bottle that you have, but you do need to get the prescription, a copy of the prescription that you usually get when you get your order refilled. There's a sheet of paper that gives the information. You should bring that on board. So just in case they stop you, you have proof that you're supposed to have it. So I know I personally have quite a few, sorry to say, so I take them out of the little jars, the bottles, but that's just me. I feel comfortable doing that. When you go on the registration page, it's going to ask you what time do you want to get on board the ship. They have gotten so much better with getting people on. They want you on there having a good time spending money. Yeah, Shirley, and then they'll have drinks there waiting for you as you walk on board the ship. Here, bye. But if you have, I knew that was happening. There we go. So it's just real important to put all that important stuff, information on a carry-on that you take with you. As far as luggage goes, they say 1 per person, but you know what? You could bring as much luggage as you want to fit into your cabin. Keeping in mind, the cabin is small. Okay. I personally have brought in a lot of them and had to leave most of them out on my balcony. So just keep that in mind. You can't, I don't want to go to that. Oh, they will ask for an appointment for you to get on the ship. That's where I was going. Basically, you just choose what time you want to come on and you get to the pier at that time, the port at that point. You've got a lot of walking to do once you get there, just to FYI, because you have to go from the parking lot into the structure, into where you have to sign in and then to get on the ship. So if anybody needs assistance with that, you just need to let me know and I will help you with that as well. They've got tons of people there at the port in Miami to help you along the way. They really do. They're very good about that. They want to get everybody, again, on board the ship as soon as possible. When you get there, your cabins are probably not going to be done yet. They usually say that you can't get into your cabins before about 2 o'clock. Keep that in mind. That also means, for those of you who don't know, you'll drop off your luggage when you first get there, give it to a porter. The porter will take it inside and they will drop off all of your luggage at your cabin. It might not be there when you get there. Probably it won't be there when you get there, but it will be there by the time by the end of that night. If you don't have your luggage, you could contact me. I am going to be on board, but chances are just contact customer service. There was something in there they didn't like and they want you to open it. My husband tried to bring a steamer because he has a tuxedo and he wanted it all steam pressed. They confiscated the steamer until we got back at the end of the cruise. So if it has anything that might even possibly be a fire hazard, like a hairdryer, iron, anything like that, they will confiscate it, just so you know. So be careful when you're trying to bring stuff like that on board the ship. But the second you get on board the ship, the buffet is always open. There's always food, there's always drinks available for you when you get there. So you don't have to worry about what am I going to do until my cabin opens. There's plenty of things to do, walking around and such. Now, you can carry your luggage on if you want. You can carry it off if you want, but it really is a pain in the rear end to have to drag it with you all over the place until you get to your cabin. So it really is optimal to give it to a porter and let them take care of all of that. Don't deal with it. I did mention food and dining. I'm skipping around a little bit, but I want to make sure I get everything. There's a couple places that are free, quite a few places that are free. There's the main dining room, which does serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast and lunch is not going to be in the same dining room that you're appointed to. On your sailing sign, it's going to tell you where your dining is. Yes, I have tried at my complete efforts to get everybody to dine together as much as possible. If you have a special need for that, please let me know. But the main dining room is open, like I said, breakfast, lunch, dinner. The buffets are open, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and some. There are a handful of restaurants there that are included. Okay, including Guy Fiera's hamburger joint, and there's a barbecue place that's up free, and there's lots of things that are available to you. There are specialty dining restaurants on board. There's a steakhouse. There's a bonsai Japanese on board. There's a nice Italian restaurant. Those there is a charge for. Some people like to take advantage of it because it's kind of a nice new thing and getting on board. But others, they just do the dining room and the buffet and all the other little restaurants because they really are very good. When you get for attire, when you're in the dining room, they don't really want you to wear shorts and tank tops and such like that. They really don't turn you away. Dinner time, they might. So, but you can still be very casual. I mean, if you wear very nice shorts and a nice blouse or, something of that nature, or dresses, they're fine with that, obviously. But even on formal night, some people dress to the hilt like they're going to a ball, and others will come in jeans and a nice shirt. So do not feel like you have to dress up for formal night, except of course that they do have quite a few beautiful backgrounds that you can get pictures there. Whoops. Oh, here we go. And so you might want to think of something of that nature. So feel free. Buffet, again, people go in there in t-shirts and they do come in bathing suits and such like that. You know, it's the Carnival ship, so it's going to be nice and casual, pretty much. They do have 24-hour pizza though. So for anybody who wants pizza, they have 24-hour pizza. They do have room service if you're still hungry. That there is a slight charge for most of the room service, but you can request the night before a continental breakfast the next morning. That is included. So if you want a continental breakfast or a pot of coffee brought to your room first, in the morning, especially the days that you're going on an excursion, you don't want to deal with the rooms, put in for the continental breakfast. It's actually quite nice. And that one is free for you. Whenever you purchase something on board the ship that has a service, in other words, if you order a drink, if you get food, there's a gratuity. The gratuity is automatically included, especially in the drinks. That's something that's important for people to know. Water, tea, lemonade, coffee, and juices. Those are all included. But if you purchase any drinks whatsoever, there's an automatic 18% gratuity already added on there. So if you want to give them a little more, you can, but obviously just realize it, because that took me a long time to realize that there was already a gratuity on there, and I was double tipping, which most of them deserve, but that can add up very, very quickly. Every day they have a specialty drink. If you don't want to pay the price just so you can get another plastic coconut that you're drinking out of, you can tell them you want that drink in a regular glass, and it is a little bit less money, because when you buy it in a regular, the pretty glass or the fun glass, they charge you extra for that. So if you don't care and you don't want to have to bring it home, make sure to just put it in a regular glass for me. And that'll help save too. Alcohol. You are allowed to bring some alcohol on board. You can bring a bottle of wine, bottle of champagne. You can't bring hard liquor, because of course they want you to spend the money. However, Lisa, I'll get to your question in a minute at the end. But yeah, that is something that it can get expensive. Just kind of keep that in mind, because they're going to be walking around constantly. Would you like a drink? 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 And these are the specials for today. You got to get it for today only. Just keep some things like that in mind. But yes, you can bring them on board. You can also bring soda on board, you know, not a whole case, but you can bring some soda and some water on board the ship. They will allow you to do that as well. Let's see. I think most of you know already that you can buy what's called the Cheers package, which is the alcoholic package. Or there's also the bottomless bubbles, which is a soda package, which is all you can drink soda. You can order those ahead of time. And if you do want them, get them ahead of time because it's much more expensive to get these packages once you're on the board. Now, you can purchase alcohol in the gift shops. They actually have, of course, a liquor store right there on the boat. However, if you buy any liquor, and this includes any liquor you buy at ports, whatever you bring on board, they are going to hold on to it. Not your own personal bottle of wine, but if you buy something in their liquor store, if you bring something, you know, tequila or rum back from a port, they will take it from you and hold on to it until the end of the cruise. That goes, yeah. Now you can, in fact, at ports, you can usually find a lot of the alcohol a lot less money. But if you buy it on the ship, it is, and I just went blank. Oh, duty free. Duty free means no tax. You don't pay tax when you're on board the ship to get alcohol or cigarettes. So if you know somebody who smokes, I hate to promote this, but if anyone smokes, it really is a much better deal to get them on board the ship. They're very, very good prices, I understand, for both that. Alcohol, kind of just get an idea. Soda, yeah, just have an idea of what the pricing is for any of that stuff before you do it. I was telling you guys about the Hub. The Hub is the Carnival app. That is something that you'll be able to get in touch with each other. If I remember right, the chat portion, it's $5 to sign up for the chat, but then you can make friends with everybody in the group and chat with each other in the group for $5. Yes, and that's for the entire cruise. That Hub is also going to be, like I said, that's going to be where you're going to know what's going on for the day, where you're going, where you're going to be. It's a good package or a good thing, and that's free. The Hub is free, but that'll help you keep you as to where you need to be, when you need to be there, and such like that. If you decide that you want to get a spa package, a massage, or get your nails done, or get your hair done, they've got lots of places, or they have a couple places that will do that for you. And actually, if I remember right, they have a tattoo parlor on board also. If you feel like that need on board a ship getting a tattoo. However, yeah, it's not my idea of fun, but just in case we hit a squirrel or something else. But if you're gonna book things like that, massages or anything of that nature, book it when you're on board the ship. They always, almost always that I've known, will give you deals for spas and for the dining packages and such. They do give you discounts for days that we're at port. I should say the massage packages and those type of thing, and classes. Those they always give you a deal when you're at port, because everybody's off the ship and they want to fill in all the extra blanks. So keep that in mind as well. Let's see. You can bring computers and laptops on board. Absolutely. However, just keep in mind that if you want to get Wi-Fi for them, again, order that ahead of time, because once you get on board the ship, the price goes up. They always want you to get all this stuff done ahead of time, so it will go up. So if you wanted to Wi-Fi, there's 3 different packages depending on what it is that you want to do or use. A very important thing to remember also about Wi-Fi and all that good stuff, your phones, they must be, well, I shouldn't say must, you really, really, really should make sure that it's on airplane mode. I believe it says that in some of the paperwork that you are going to be getting. Airplane mode, because if you're out and about and we're in the middle of the sea, you'll get roaming charges because it's trying to find the nearest place. Well, the nearest place might not be for miles and miles away. Roaming charges can be as expensive as $5 a minute. So very important to put it on airplane mode and then switch it to Wi-Fi. And that way you can get back to using the hub and everything you need to on board. Again, you'll be reminded of this numerous times. Now, where we're going, there will be some time changes. It is very, 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 very important. If you didn't figure, this is a very important thing I'm about to tell you. They will tell you what time to get back on the ship when you go to a port. So yeah, anyway, when you leave the ship, it's going to have a little note there that says what time you have to be on board the ship. Sometimes they'll tell you to change your watch. Other times, obviously, if you have like a smart watch, it'll automatically do it for you. But it is so important because sometimes it could be an hour, even 2 hours difference, depending. And you don't need to be one of those people that you see running up the dock because they messed up on the time. Okay. And they honk the horn. You can't miss it. Ha! Really loud. It's throughout the entire area. But make sure you're on board the ship before the notice that they tell you. It's really important. While you're in port, I've had quite a few questions about excursions. You can book excursions through Carnival. Yes, if something happens on one of those excursions or tours, if something should happen and you're on a Carnival one, they will make sure you get back to the ship on time. Absolutely 100%, unless there's a problem with the vehicle, obviously. If that happens, they will fly you to the next port. They will get you to the next port one way or another if for some reason they can't wait for you. I was on a trip once and there was a major accident on this one-way road both ways, a major accident. The excursions couldn't get back through. They just couldn't get in. Hello? Call from Kay Rodriguez. Ugh, hate those spam calls. Anyway, but yeah, so whoops.
You were on a trip, on an excursion.
Thank you. I knew that. I was just had a little tickle there. Yes, but you
Okay.
can also purchase them through outside vendors, or you can get your own taxi if you want. Believe it or not, the taxis that come to the port are normally very, very safe. It's only the exception to the rule. Only the exception to the rule that there's been a problem, to be real honest with you. So if you don't see something you like as far as the excursions or the trips go, let me know and I will get you a different contact of somebody to be able to that you can look at some other ones, because they can get expensive. Excursions will start at like $50 or $70 for like a little city tour, and it goes on up depending on what you're looking for. Keep in mind that there are quite a few excursions that are very popular, like swimming with the dolphins. Those type of things are very popular and they're very limited. I think this person's really trying to get me. Hello? Oh, okay. You know what? I'm actually on a Zoom call right now with the cruisers. Can you call me back in about an hour? Thank you. I guess three times wasn't enough. So anyway, so yeah, when it comes to excursions, you can feel quite safe with them. They're going to get you back. And you have to remember is even if you use an outside source, it's still, they work with the cruise lines. They're not going to want to lose business because they couldn't get you back to the ship on time. Okay. While you're in port, yes, they do take American dollars. If you only have large bills, my suggestion to you is go to customer service the day before and get change. For those of you who like to haggle, you can't say I only have $5 on me and look in your purse and say, oh, I have a 20 only. You can't really haggle like that. So if you're one of those type of people, and yes, they do expect it in most places. If you find something you like, don't hesitate to walk away. They'll be following you and say, no, 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 come back, come back. Let me make a good offer for you. So, you know, as long as you're not going down some dark alley somewhere, you are pretty safe. Again, there's a lot of people out there, especially from the cruise ships, and it is safe to be in the ports. Obviously, you don't want to necessarily have your, you know, your wallet in your back pocket for the gentleman and such, because yeah, it's still a tourist site. It's still places that people are going to pickpocket. So just be very careful, be aware of your surroundings. Don't leave, you know, your backpack or something unzipped. It's just a matter of just be aware of what's around you. But when you're in the downtown area and you're doing some shopping or something and lots of people are there, just make sure you know where your wallet is and your phone, because those are two things that can be pickpocketed. But again, it's just safety. I'm sure that happens in your own hometowns, these things. So it's just a matter of being aware of what's around you, who's around you, and such like that. But I've taken tours, the strangest things, from just getting into a cab. And it's been one of the best experiences I've had, because they want to make money, but yet they also want to give you a good time, so to speak. Let's see. Oh, when you are there, remember, bring a water bottle with you. You don't know what the water situation is going to be like when you're at a port. Also, sunscreen. Be very careful. The sun is different down there. It's definitely stronger in the Caribbean. So make sure you have your sunscreen with you, or at least make sure to put it on before you get off, because you don't want to come back a lobster. We've seen it. Oh yeah, it's really bad. People don't think about it, or they're, you know, doing a swimming tour somewhere and their back is all, you know, is all red because they forgot to put sunscreen on. So just keep, you know, little things like that. Also, when you get on board the ship, when you get to your cabin, you will notice that you can keep an eye on your account. So when you go and buy a drink, or if you're in the gift shop or wherever it is that you might want to buy something, or your excursions or anything, it will be on your account, and you can keep an eye on that in your own cabin. You can look it all up, keep an eye on what's going on, make sure something's not on there that shouldn't be. And like I said, customer service is really, really awesome. They're very, very helpful. They will, you know, anything you need, they will take care of for you. So that's something to keep in mind on that. Disembarking, and I'm going to remind people of this once we're on, you know, when it's time. The night before, you are going to be putting your luggage out. I mean, you can carry your luggage off, but again, you got to realize you've got a little bit of walking to do. But if you leave it out for the porter, they will take it from you the night before, and it will be in a holding section once you get off the ship. It's really, really nice. Now, if you need to get off the ship quickly because you've got an error or something of that nature, all you need to do is let them know, and they will make sure that you're one of the first off the ship. One thing, though, that does happen occasionally, it says that we're going to be back probably about 7. That's the usual time period, 6 or 7 actually in the morning. They will be there and ready to get people off the ship. You don't have to go when your number's called. If they say, okay, everybody on decks 4, 5, 6, you can get off right now. You don't have to if you're not in a rush. You can sit in the restaurants, you can sit in the bars, and you can wait, and then you can get off the ship when you're ready to get off the ship. Keep in mind that everybody's getting off the ship at the same time. So there will be lines to get into. I don't know if I should admit this, but I've actually been one of the very last people off the ship. If I'm driving, I don't want to deal with the parking lot or anything else. In the olden days, we brought cards, and my husband and I would sit there and play cards for an hour, and they'll get to the point of saying, okay, this is the last call. Okay, this is really the last call. Mr. and Mrs. McKenzie, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, it's time to get off. Thank you very much. And they will kick you off the ship. But you don't, in other words, you don't have to feel like you have to rush to get off. You have to rush to get out of your cabin, but you don't have to rush to get off. Sometimes the ship gets in late or it doesn't get through customs. They have to get through customs. They have to do all their legal stuff from the ship. And if something doesn't go right, they will hold the ship and not let anybody off. They don't care if you've got a flight at 9 o'clock in the morning. They're not going to let you off until they can let you off. So just, keep in mind, it's nice and easy. The night before, you will get a notification of how much you are going to be owed. You owe, I should say. And then the receipt will be in your inbox right outside your door, and for everything that you owe. And if there's any discrepancies, again, you probably should check your account along the way, because you don't want anything to broadside you there. I think I've covered at least most of the important items. I'm going to answer a couple of your questions. How well labeled are the restaurants so you can tell what's included or not? You can actually go to carnival.com, go to Carnival Celebration, which is what our ship is, and you could go on there and go under dining, and it'll tell you every restaurant, if it's included, if it's not included, and it'll even show you sample menus. So you can make a decision whether you want to go or where it's located, or if you don't want to go. Everything is right there at carnival.com. You just bring up the ship. Soda package, do you have to tip? Nope, the tip is automatically added into your soda package. Automatically, so you do not have to do any tips for that. Well, Patricia, you need to get in touch with me because I need to make sure that, or anyway, Pat, you need to get in touch with me so I can figure out what's going on with your roommate. But we do have a female and we do have a male, both of which are looking for roommates. Now we have another female. So you and I will talk tomorrow, and let's see if we can maybe make a connection or something. You're on mute. Patricia, you're on mute, so I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that was my biggest concern. It's like my daughter, stuff came up and she financially cannot go. And so I've been talking to everyone I know. I need a roommate.
Okay. Well, we'll see what we can do for you, okay?
All right, yes, because I'll talk to you tomorrow and I'll tell you what's going on.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Joe, just so you know, the premium package, he wants to know if he can change between his phone and his tablet. Yes, you can go between them. You just can't be on them at the same time. If you want Wi-Fi, yes, you have to pay for it. Keep in mind, it's on a ship, so it's not 100%. The reception is not 100% great. But it's a lot better than not having, I guess is the best way to say that. So if you want, there are 3 different packages you can get: a value pack, a medium pack, and a premium pack package. And you can look again online if you want, or I can send you the information and it'll tell you the different Wi-Fi packages and what's included with those. As far as long-term parking, there is parking at the port. It's on the expensive side. I don't have an exact dollar figure. I know locally it goes for about 30-ish a day to park there. Yeah, a day. So my suggestion is, here in California at least, they have free lots. You can actually look up online free parking in Miami near the port, and you can park there and get an Uber over for next to nothing because you're right there by the port. We have done it numerous times. It's been so grateful, so wonderful to be able to do that. So that's an option to do. There are also some hotels that'll have a service as well. So you could park there, some of the real big ones, you could park at their hotel and they'll charge you whatever a day, but it's definitely a lot less than at the port if you have that chance. Yes, Beth, they do have hair dryers in the rooms. And they do also have a laundromat. Carnival is one of the ships that has a laundromat. They will have soap there for you to pay if you want to use it. You know, you have to use money. Well, nowadays, I'm sorry, I haven't been on for a while. You might need to have just a swipe, but yeah, they do have a laundromat. So that way, if you don't want to bring tons of stuff, especially those who are flying and don't want to overload your luggage, they do have the laundromat. They do also offer a special for doing your laundry. It's near the end of the ship because they feel like, I guess that way you could bring it all home with you. So they do have that type of thing. Of course, there's a charge for it, but they usually have a nice little discount toward the end of the ship, of the cruise. Yes, there is a shuttle that's going to take people from the hotel to the ship. But you do have to make your own arrangements to get from the airport to the hotel. It is a hotel that's near the airport, so it shouldn't be that expensive to do it as far as, you know, Uber or something of that nature. But we are going to have a shuttle, actually a bus that I'm working on it right now. And it looks like it'll be about $20 a person. But they will pick us up at the hotel and take us right over to the port. I haven't finalized everything, so I don't have an exact price. But yes, there will be a shuttle that takes you from the hotel to the ship. Now, if you want to get from the ship back to the airport, there's two options, or a couple options. You can do the Uber taxi thing. They also have something what's called a transfer. And that's through Carnival. And they will actually have like a shuttle that takes you from the port to the airport. It's a little on the expensive side, and I can get you more information. I don't have that exact number in front of me. I think it was like $35 or $40. They will also go to Fort Lauderdale Airport for a little bit more, of course, because it's further away. But they do have all of that available for you from the port back to the airport. We are working on that. Yes, you can leave the hotel there if you're staying at the airport, at the hotel. You can leave your car there. We're checking to see if you can actually park there. For those driving in, not going to the hotel, we are looking into seeing if there is a package for you available for that as well. We just have not firmed that up yet.
Okay.
Wi-Fi package for the hub? No, you don't need a Wi-Fi package to get onto the Carnival hub. That is something why when you get on board, if you put it on airplane mode and you click on the Wi-Fi, it will, I think it's Wi-Fi. Anyway, you'll get all that information, but you do not need a package to use the Wi-Fi. That is included. Beds, they are 2 twin beds that will get pushed together to make a queen. When you get to your cabin, if you have it one way and you want it a different way, very easy. You just tell your room steward, I want to push them together, or I want to separate them. And by the time you get back in the cabin, it'll be done. They're really, really good about that. Wi-Fi, like I said, there are a couple of different packages available. I don't have it right here in front of me. I'll see if I can get it before we leave, and I'll tell you about that. Oh, I've already think I've answered that question for you, Anne, about the bus getting back and forth. And that looks like it's the only question. So go ahead and unmute and ask away. If you have any other thing, because I know I missed a lot of things in there. You know, it's hard when you've been on a ship so many times that I kind of keep forgetting what's so basic and stuff for people who haven't been on the ship. So
there will be a bus at the end of the trip to go back to that same hotel.
No, actually, no, sorry, we do not have a bus that's taking us from the ship back to the hotel. We did not figure that out, and the main reason why is because everybody's going to get off the ship at different times, and people are going to be their flights are all over the place, so there's really no way of getting that situated. But like I said, you can, oh, here it is. You can get a transfer, which is from like I said, that's run from Carnival, that'll get you from the ship to the airport, but not to the hotel.
Okay, because we're actually driving to Miami. So you'll have to figure out where to leave the car.
Absolutely. I'm going to try to get more information on that also as we get a little bit closer about parking.
Okay.
I'm making a note right now before I forget.
In general, how much do you pack? Like how in terms of clothing specifically?
I will be sending you a pack list. I will send you
Okay.
a list that's going to give you some suggestions on what to pack.
Okay.
Again, go ahead. Oh, I thought somebody was saying something.
Well, I said that's nice.
Yes, it is nice. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a matter of, they don't weigh it. It's not like the airplane. They do not weigh your luggage when you get there, but you just have to keep in mind that, we're not talking, we're at the Ritz. The cabin, not cabins, oh, I'm sorry. It's a late day and it's been a very busy day. The closets are not huge. So keep that in mind. They don't have tons of drawers to put things in. I mean, they have it obviously, but it's not like a regular hotel. They don't have a lot of storage space. So keep that in mind. You will be putting your luggage probably underneath your bed. But if you have something that you don't use a lot or anything, keep it in your in that. Oh, here is a suggestion for you.
I don't know, something
Oh,
about
Shirley,
the drinks. Oh,
we can hear you. What was I just saying? I'm so sorry.
You can
A
put your luggage on-
suggestion.
Oh, yes, a suggestion. Go to the dollar store. I know there's somehow a 99 cent store, dollar store, something like that everywhere. Get a over the door hanger, like a shoe where you can put your shoes in. Think you know what I'm talking about. You hook on the back of your door.
Yeah.
Get one of those because you put it on the bathroom door and you can put all of your little stuff in there. And any of your stuff from the bathroom, any medicines, anything you need. It's a really, really great little organizer that you can put over your door and keep things there handy for you. It's a really nice little thing. Something else to pick up if you have a chance, magnets.
yes.
The walls are magnetic. I put an itinerary up on there so I can keep track of what's going on. If you have any receipts or you could just literally magnetize it right onto your wall. It's a really nice way of keeping things. Did you have a question? Somebody have a question?
What was the $5 on the ship that lasted? What was that again?
$5 is to give you access to the hub. And that hub, I'm sorry, the hub is free. The hub part is free. You can use that. That tells you everything about the ship. The $5 for the entire cruise is for the chat. So let's just say you want to get in touch with, you made friends and you have 3 different people on board the ship that you want to get in touch with. You can chat back and forth amongst the two of you, amongst you.
Oh, that's the $5 for the whole.
$5 one.
Oh,
So if you have,
okay.
yeah, so I'm gonna, if everybody wants to do it for everybody, it'd be a great way to get in touch with people, let them know what's going on and whatever. But not everybody wants to pay it, and that's okay too.
Okay. And the dinner, do they have a captain's dinner that you dress up?
They do. They have 2 formal nights on board a 7-night cruise.
Okay.
Again, it's nothing that you have to feel obligated, but yes, they do have 2 nights that are formal nights.
Okay.
So a nice pair of slacks and a nice top.
That's it. You don't need much more than that. I mean, if you want, you can. Like I said, I have seen people come in ball gowns. It's truly amazing how
Oh my.
yeah,
Just
but
face down your luggage. No thanks.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. The dimensions to fit under your bed. I have got a hard case, the Samsonite hard case luggage, and it fits under the bed. So if that gives you any idea, there is enough room to put most luggages under the bed.
Can you find out if I'm paid up? I think I am, but I'm not sure. I think I got an email saying something about I owed, but I wasn't sure what that was.
Yes, you do. And we'll talk, you can actually stay on at the end and you and I will chat for just a second and get that done with, so I make sure I can get you done. Somebody was asking about the Wi-Fi and how much it is. It ranges from, and this is per day, so sorry, I don't have a grand total, but a social one is $12.75 per day. And the premium one goes up to $18.70 per day.
Ooh.
Yeah, it adds up. So, but again, they do give you a little discount if you order it ahead of time. And again, I do have I can explain exactly what each one, what's involved with each one. Again, each one, of course, you don't get everything on all the time, but I can go through that another time.
Out of curiosity, and this is a bit of a personal thing, I guess, for everyone, but do they have rules, like, as far as toilet paper goes, do they have rules that you can't have like double ply if you just pack some to bring with you?
I'm sorry, say that again. You broke up a little bit.
Toilet paper, are there rules
Oh!
about it?
They have toilet paper on board, but yes, it's not necessarily your wonderful cushiony stuff. So yes, you could bring it on board. That's not a problem.
Don't squeeze the Charmin.
Yeah, just don't squeeze the Charmin. Exactly.
Can you bring disposable wipes?
Yes,
I
you can
guess
bring
so,
any-
right?
The thing they don't want you bringing on board, there's two main things to think about with that. They don't want you bringing alcohol on board because they want to sell it to you. It's that simple. Okay. But again, you can definitely buy something, like even if you buy a bottle of wine for dinner and you want it the next night and the next night, they will keep it for you. They will not let you bring it back to your cabin. So you can't bring alcohol, even though I could tell you ways, but we're not going to hear that. But you can't bring the alcohol, and you can't bring anything that might be flammable. That's why you can't bring a iron, a hair dryer, candles. Some people try bringing that type of stuff on board the ship. You can't bring anything that might be even the least bit flammable or a problem, because obviously it's a ship and they want to be safe. You don't need to bring extra pillows. They do have them, but I would suggest that the second you get on board and the second you see your steward, you get them, because there's not a lot. I mean, there's quite a few, but there's not a lot. Now, your room steward is really, really awesome. They will
Get extra
so
pillows.
much for you. You know, last time I was on a cruise ship, they did not have ice there waiting for you, but I said I like my ice in my drinks. And they brought a new ice bucket. They refilled it every day because that was my request.
Do they have a theme on the ship?
Yes, they have three themes on the ship. They have White Night. They've got 80s night, and they have Motown.
Oh. Okay.
So you can dress up, and I'll resend that, of course, also.
Oh.
But people go all out on the 80s night and the Motown night. People will just dress to the fun. It's so funny. And yeah, you'll see a lot of people walking around all wearing all white head to toe on White Night.
Okay. Don't have anything white, but that's okay.
That's okay. But they do. Lots of stuff. They have a party for everything. I mean, do not think that you're not going to have enough to do on board a ship, because there really is. It depends on your excitement level. It depends on what you want to do. They've got a roller coaster on our ship, an actual roller coaster that you can get on and go around the top of the ship. They have it's what they call dive-in theater, DIVE. And what you do is they have on the big screen at the pool every night, they will have movies playing. And you can sit there on the lounge chairs and have popcorn and with a blanket and watching a brand new movie. They'll have them on there outside. They also do have they do have movies inside as well at other times, but that is something that's really fun to do. And they do have, every night they have some type of a Las Vegas type show. Sometimes they have Broadway. I had on there, it was Hairspray was one of them they did. They did Grease on one of the ships I've been on. So they always have some type, at least one or two nights they will have a big Broadway type show. And then all the other shows are just really fun. Lots of dancing, lots of singing every night. They also have bars, lots of bars, and the bars are themed. So just keep that in mind when you go to them. Just check them out. They're really fun, and watch, look at their menus. There's just something fun to watch about that. On the same note, they have a casino on board. I would strongly recommend you use cash. That is one of the only things you can use cash on board the ship, unless that's changed, and I'm not 100% positive, but use cash, because if you use it on your sign and sale card, they charge you a percent. No, they don't have a bingo. No, they don't have bingo. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking the casino. Yes, they do have bingo. They have quite a few bingo games. But of course you have to pay for the cards. You have to pay for the cards to do the bingo, but they do have that on board. Oh, speaking of which, that's a good way for me to tell you. We are going to be having DJ Trivia and DJ Bingo on board the ship. Currently, we're scheduled to have at least 2 games each. 2 games of each, and we haven't really scheduled when they're going to be, but we are going to have cash prizes, which are really nice. We've gotten good stuff for that. We also have a couple of other giveaways that we're going to give you, which I'm not going to tell you because it's part of the surprise. But, and that's going to be, oh, do they have many kid-free areas? You know that we're on Carnival, right? There's a lot of kids on Carnival, but yes, they do have a Serenity. It's called the Serenity. And that is a place for adults only, 18 and over. They have their own pool, they have their own jacuzzis, they've got their own bar over there, and it is a very nice place to be over there as well. Are there any other questions? I'm sure I could figure out more to say, but anything else that you guys want to talk about? It does get cool at night. Keep in mind you're in the Caribbean, but we are going to be on a ship. The ship moves over the water at night, so it can get chilly. So bring something lightweight, to wear at nights if you decide that you're going to walk around and such. For those of you who are smokers, it's basically a non-smoking ship. However, they do have places for you to smoke. They're not going to say, okay, 7 days you got to be without. So there's usually a place on where the pool area is off to the side. There's a place to smoke. There's a couple of bars that you can smoke in. But other than that, they don't want you smoking anywhere but those two, the assigned areas, of course.
Back to the coolness.
Yes.
Ballpark figure about how cool it gets.
Ballpark figure. At night, it can get to 60s.
Okay. And is the air
but it also is windy. It will get windy on the ship. So when you're coming off the cruise, if you're on the cruise, that wind hits the water and it can get cold winds.
Okay. And then air conditioning, does that stay pretty cold?
It can.
Okay.
I mean, it's not freezing cold. If you really have a problem, they do have fans that they can bring you. Anything that you need to ask for, such as those type of things, you need to ask the minute you get on board the ship, because otherwise everybody's going to be asking and they only have a limited supply of those. But it does stay pretty cool. You can keep your air conditioning on the entire time, and it does stay pretty cool in the rooms.
Well, I'm worried about the opposite of what most people are. So
I bring my little portable fan if you want to know the truth, because sometimes in the bars and such, they can get a little stuffy because you got a lot of people in there. But, I've got a little tiny portable one. But, usually I walk around all day in a tank top. Shirley, did you have something? You look like you were going to say something. No? Okay. I hope we will be having another Zoom call as we get closer. I want to make sure everybody has, if all the questions are answered. We want to keep you up to date with what's going on with stuff. So we will definitely have another Zoom call, like I said, as we get closer. If you are not already on our Facebook page, please go to the Facebook page, 2024 DJ Trivia Cruise, I believe is what it's called. Sign up because we will be bringing updates and putting them on there, as well as me sending out lots and lots of emails along the way, including a packing list.
Thank you.
You're welcome. As always, if you have any questions at all, the best thing to do is actually to send me an email if you would. That way I can keep much better track of it, make sure I get to everybody. If you've asked me questions over the last week or two, I'm really sorry. Things have been crazy, especially because now the last week, because of final payments, everybody's trying to get into payment. And that's kind of the most important thing right now, since tomorrow is the deadline.
I'm staying on after the chat to find out about my
Yes.
bill.
That's fine.
I did notice that, so you had my final payment go through, and I can't get it to pull up. It looked like I had somewhat of a refund or something.
Yes. Carnival, as all of you who know computers, Carnival did a major update on the back end of carnival.com and my own agent site. And it has been horrific. I mean, it always happens when there's a major update. So there were some situations that it charged a double time or something, or there was a mix up with that. And I tried very carefully to reimburse all those when that happened. I have a couple people that I actually have to charge again a little bit more, because again, they messed up so bad on the back end of their computer. That's why I keep my own. Bye, Kathy. That's why I have to keep my own spreadsheet, because I want to make sure that all the numbers work out. But that's probably why. If you ordered something like water to be delivered to your room, or the soda pack, the packages or anything of that nature, if you've ordered any of those, they had to be paid for separately. And that's why sometimes there's two charges on your credit card. It was for the cruise portion of it, and then for your extras, that always has to be paid separately.
I believe I paid over with the gift cards, and so
Yes. We'll talk.
Okay.
Yeah, well, if you gave me a gift card, and quite a few people did, to pay for their cruise, I will be using just the amount, just enough to pay for what I have to pay for, meaning any of the packages you had and the cruise, of course, and such like that. If you have anything above and beyond, just bring the information with you. When you get to port, remember how I was saying you can use cash to pay? You can use those gift cards, apply it to your account, and then you'll use it as an onboard credit. Did that make sense? And I'll let you know how much is left over, obviously. Oh, hi, baby. There's a dog in the window. But if you have any other questions, if that didn't make sense, just let me know and we'll talk afterward, unless everyone wanted to hear that. What else? Oh, yes.
You will send us, you will let us know if the hotel will have a parking package for
Yes.
those like somebody like me. Oh, yes, thank you.
I have already a note of that. For those of you who've never been on a cruise, you're going to see something when you go to the dining room for the first time. You're going to open up the menu. There are no pricing there. Excuse me. There's pricing for specialty things. You can get the really nice steak and stuff like that brought to the table. But for the majority of the items that are going to be on, we're sharing our animals. This is great. There are no pricing on there. Here's what happens when you get there, and they're going to say to you, okay, what would you like for dinner? You could say to them, I want one of everything, and they will not blink. They will ask you how you want your food prepared, and they will bring it out to you. So in other words, if you'd like just the appetizers, you can have your entire meal just appetizers. If you want, if you wanted both the pasta and the chicken dish, you can get both of those, and they don't blink an eye. However, it used to be all you can eat lobster. It is no longer that case. I mean, they used to give you lobster tails and such. They're beautiful. They're wonderful. To be honest, I can't remember on this particular ship how many there are before you have to pay for them. Some of them you could only get one, others you can get two before they start charging you. But I will look into that. But I know it's so sad. And that's only on one formal night. One formal night is lobster. I believe the other one is like scampi or something, again, a really nice food. But feel free to order anything and everything on that menu. As long as it doesn't have a dollar sign next to it, you can order as many or what you want. And they don't blink.
So, what if you want like a late night snack and you're over there in like one of the dining areas, that you can eat, and then you just want to bring it back to your room?
If you have extra, you can just ask them. They'll give you a lid to put right on top.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. No, and food is literally, 24/7. Pizza's 24 hours. Ice cream is 24 hours. You can get room service after, if you're in your room and you're changed, you go, you know what? I really want a sandwich. You can get room service. There is, like I said, a charge for that, but you can get room service. The buffets are usually open pretty late. There's always something open pretty late. If you see something you like, it's funny because I was on the Royal Caribbean ship and there's this one cookie that they make and it is to die for. I mean, seriously. And by the second day, I'm like, where is it? Why aren't they here? Oh, we don't make them every day. So chances are if you have something that you really, really want, like a cookie or something, that you can take it back to your room because it might not be there the next day. They can only make. Is there a cutoff time for alcoholic drinks? You mean to buy them? The bars are open certain times. Usually, the ones by the casinos open really late. The ones out on the deck they have some that are open there as well. They don't have a cutoff. So if you wanted alcohol, you could actually order it through room service. You can actually order some alcohol from there too. They do limit you though, as far as if you have a package, the alcohol package, they limit you to 15 drinks a day.
Oh.
Yeah, 15, they cut you off. But and if I remember right, they also have a limit. It's something like one every 20 minutes or every half hour or something like that. And they do keep an eye on that. Again, they want you to have fun, but they want you to be careful. Anyone else? Like I said, I will be sending you lots of updates. Oh, there was a question about taxis and Ubers for the return. No, I don't have any listing. I don't have any money or a list for that. It's just you get on the taxis will be there. The taxis will be there ready for you to go. Ubers, you just have to call like you would normally for an Uber, and they will come by and come up and pick you up and take you where you need to go. Oh, that was what I was going to say, was about dining. If you have any type of nutritional specialties that you need, first of all, they've got gluten-free, they've got sugar-free, they've got low-fat, they've got everything you can imagine, and it's all listed. So when you're in the dining room, you're going to see the little GF or the little SF, for all those different things that you want. It's all there. They have something for everybody. But when you sit down at a restaurant or in any of the restaurants, the first thing out of their mouth is probably going to be, do you have any dietary restrictions? Because they want to make sure that nothing happens to you. They don't want any problems. So they're going to do their best to make sure. And if you have any questions at all about what's in an item, ask. They will tell you. They will absolutely tell you. In the dining room or any of the places that you'll get special stuff, like at Guy's Burger Joint or in the dining room, if you need something to maybe prepared a little differently, they do everything they can to make sure it is. So don't feel like a regular restaurant. If you see something and you can't stand green peppers and it has green peppers, but you don't want everything else in that meal you like, you can ask them to not put them in there. They're, like I said, they're really good. They want to make sure that you're happy. Anyone else?
Do you have to go on the carnival and sign in with everything?
You
With
do,
the,
you do need to pre-register before you get on the ship.
oh, okay,
Absolutely.
okay.
And for that, all you need is your booking number and the ship name and your name.
Oh, okay.
And you'll
Oh,
go
what's
in,
the ship name?
Celebration.
Oh, that's right,
It is still
Celebration,
the
okay.
newest, it's still the newest one in the Carnival fleet for at least another few months.
Okay, yeah.
But yes, you do.
I know
need
you
to do
said it
that.
earlier, but I
No,
couldn't
that's,
remember. There's so much info.
yeah, and that's really important for you to do that because that's where you're getting your boarding pass and that's where you're getting your luggage tags. However, don't print out your luggage tags right away because a lot of times it's going to say on there TBA or something of that nature. Even though, yes, you all have your cabins, they wait because if you get an upgrade or if you want to do anything of that nature or change your cabin for whatever reason, they don't want to have you re-printing out your
Okay, okay, thank
wait
you.
till near the end to print out your luggage tags. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
you're very welcome. But yeah, if you ever have any questions, or even if you want to just go to carnival.com and look up the celebration, you can see what the ship's all about. You can kind of get a preview for yourself. So you kind of have an idea of what exactly they have and make a note of the things you really want to do and go to and such. The one big thing I will mention to you is the shows and the rides, there will be a line. I mean, some people have told me that they've gotten in line for the shows an hour early, if not more, depending on where you want to sit. So keep that in mind. You know, we're talking 5,000 people on board the ship. And I mean, they have the shows at different times. It's not like it's just a one-time thing. But just keep that in mind that when you are going to go to a show or if you're going to go onto a ride or any of those type of things, that make sure that you go early enough to get a seat.
Are there any shows when they're at port?
There's very little to do on board when we're at port because they figure that most everybody is on shore. We do have some things. I mean, it's not nothing, but they don't have nearly as much as when we are at sea. And when we are at sea, they have brunch. They do have a special brunch that you can go to while we're at sea, and it's really kind of fun to do that too. And on one of the ships I was on for Carnival, they also had high tea.
Oh,
So
that's
they
nice.
have all these little things that they offer for you to make it fun and exciting and things that you've never done before. It's really kind of fun. They always have some type of a chocolate bar. On one of the nights, they'll have it that you'll go into the buffet and it'll be everything chocolate. So you'll get your fix. They do have a kind of like a general store on there. So if there's something you forgot, you can buy it on board the ship, including, you know, if you need, I can't say aspirin, but if you need like sunscreen or if there's things that you forgot, they do have a place that you can buy them, but keep in mind the price is much more than you ever will pay for at port. So if you can wait till you get to the next port, chances are there's a Walmart or a Costco at every single port. And so if you forget something, your best bet is to go there and get it or at a store that's at port rather than getting it on board the ship, but you can get it on the ship. If you need something for medicine wise, if you have a headache, if you have any of that, well, first of all, chances are I've got it in my little pharmacy that I bring with me. But if not, forewarning, you will probably have to go down to the medical center. They want to make sure that you don't have something. It's kind of, that's what it is. They just want to screen you and make sure that, oh, I have a headache. Well, is that a precursor? So they're going to ask you the questions, but they'll give you aspirin. They'll give you, if you get seasick, they have they have things that they'll give to you as well. Again, they want you to have a good time. For those of you who think you might get seasick, something that has worked and it's been for ages and ages and ages, and it's not expensive and it's non-chemically, ginger. Go to a local store, health food store or something, and get ginger tablets. I mean, I think you have to take them a couple times a day or something, But if you don't want to go with the patches and you don't want to go with, things that are going to make you groggy, they've been giving ginger to pregnant women for centuries for morning sickness, and it does work for seasickness. And not all the time, not everything works for everybody. But if you think you might, think about getting some ginger to take with you. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Nothing is silly, because trust me, when you go on a ship, it's going to be daunting because it's huge, and you're going to think to yourself, oh, I'm never going to I'm never going to see everything, do everything. That's why you should look ahead and see what's going on, see what's coming up, get an idea of what it is that you would like to go and do. Oh, and they don't allow things like scooters. I mean, they don't allow things like roller skates and stuff like that. Because trust me, I've thought about getting roller skates to get me from one end of the ship to the other. Because guaranteed, no matter where you are, the next thing you want to do is at the other end.
Oh,
No matter what it is, it just seems to work that way.
is there, can you get tickets for the shows? Or
Yeah.
is there reserved seating, or you get online and first come, first served?
First come, first served, unless they tell you otherwise. Occasionally there'll be something that you might be able to, get ahead of time. But when it comes to the shows, it's a first come, first serve. And yeah, you have to wait. Now, if you have, if you do have a handicap of any sort, there'll be somebody up at the front that you can talk to. They always have personnel all over the place, and they want to make sure that everybody has a good time and everybody gets in what they want and everybody can see what they want.
Okay.
And if not, you come to me, Rosemary, I'll get you in one way or another.
Okay.
Well, if there is nothing else at the moment, like I said, I will be continuing to send out emails. I'll continue to put things on our Facebook page. If you have any questions, any thoughts, anything you need, from me, or if you have questions about what's going on, just email me. It's the best thing to do. It's the fastest way for me to get back to you.
All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, does this time period work for you, everybody? Just out of curiosity?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's 5 o'clock. Well, it was 5 o'clock. It's now 6:15 here. And I just want to make sure that it's not too late for those of you who are on the East Coast. But keep that in mind when you're calling, please. Not 5 o'clock in the morning that I got a call.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, folks, listen, thank you so much for attending. And I hope you got some good information out of this.
Yeah.
I know I'll be sending out, like I said, a whole lot more stuff, because I want to make sure that everybody is you have all your information ahead of time, and there's no surprises. I mean, no bad surprises, I should say.
Okay,
So on that
thank you.
note, everybody, thank you so much for coming to the Zoom meeting, and I'll be around. You and I are going to be talking, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Whoever needs to get off, you can get off right now.
All right, Debbie, I will call you tomorrow.
Okay, Pat, thank you.
All right,
And
bye.
I'm going to stop the recording because I don't think anyone needs to hear anything else.